Hey there, lovely listeners. Hope you're all having a great evening. Me, well, I am buried under a ton of work at my internship and sorting through piles of documents. But hey, that's just part of job, right? It's a hustle, but I am loving it every moment of it. Or maybe just to say that dragging myself. Let's chat about last time. I was a bit all over the place thanks to scratchy throat, still bad, and a wonky headphone. But you know what? Despite the chaos, I got some awesome feedback from my folks. He's like, oh, sorry, with the mic, it's something happened. All right. So I just want to tell you that my parents are listening, and hi, Mama, Papa. Pretty sure they're turning in tonight too and cheering me on as well. Speaking of feedback, my dad had a very good point. Before we dive into this deep stuff about gods, let's lay down some basics about Hinduism first. So tonight, so there were some issues. Anyway, so tonight, the show is all about peeling back the layers of Hindu culture, right? Getting to the core of what makes it so fascinating. So, welcome once again to Namaste Polska, your go-to destinations for exploring spirituality and culture. I am your host, Kushi, and tonight we are embarking on a journey through the vast and the colorful world of Hinduism. We'll chat about Sanatan Dharma, the timeless way of life and forms the backbone of Hindu philosophy. Along the way, we'll unravel some of its mysteries, shed lights on its rich tradition, and maybe even answer a few burning questions that have our curiosity. So get comfy, folks. We are about to learn some cool stuff about Hinduism and the philosophy of it.
This is Namaste Polska. My experience in Poland and knowledge about Indian culture shared only on Namaste Polska. Broadcast hosted by Kushi.
So, welcome back to Namaste Polska, where we explore spirituality and culture. Last time, we talked about Lord Shiva, but tonight, I found myself thinking about which god to explore next. But then, I had a deep chat with my dad and a colleague at the studio, and it got me thinking about bigger questions. Ones that span across all the religions, okay? So, you see, as I'm on this journey, I'm not just teaching, I'm also learning. And along the way, I have been asked a lot of questions by colleagues, friends, and listeners from different backgrounds. They wonder about things like why Hinduism has so many gods, why so many religions in the world, and who is the supreme god in Hinduism, and many more questions. These queries are like a puzzle waiting to be solved, and maybe I might be able to solve tonight a little bit of it. I want to start untangling them. We'll begin by diving into the heart of Hinduism, also known as Sanatan Dharma. What does it stand for? What are its main beliefs? And why is it so important to millions of people? But that's not all. Along the way, we'll also tackle some common questions that have popped up. So before we start, let's get something straight. Talking about Sanatan Dharma doesn't mean we are against any other religion. Sanatan Dharma is all about personal spirituality influenced by our own experience and thoughts. It's about loving and respecting everyone, no matter who they are. We are not here to put down other faiths. Instead, we want to promote inclusivity and understanding between different beliefs. Whether you were born into a Hindu family or you're exploring different spiritual paths, Sanatan Dharma isn't just a religion. It's a way of life that celebrates different cultures and values while respecting everyone's belief around the world. Just take it as a disclaimer. So, as we dive into tonight's journey, let's keep in mind what Sanatan Dharma is all about. Bringing people together in unity, respect, and harmony, no matter what they believe in. Let's stay open-minded and explore in this fascinating journey and the world of Hindu philosophy. All right, let's break it down. In Sanatan Dharma, the term Sanatan means eternal or timeless. It's like everlasting core that holds everything together. Now, Dharma is a bit trickier. It comes from a fancy Sanskrit word that means something like which upholds or sustains. So think of Dharma as a fundamental principle or natural laws that keep things ticking along smoothly. In Sanatan Dharma, there is beautiful belief that everything, every person, every creature, every moment has a touch of its divine. It's like there is this cosmic energy, this divine consciousness that flows through everything. Imagine it like a hidden thread waving through the fabric of existence, holding it all together. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the word religion. In English, it often gets boxed into a narrow definition, but its roots go back to the Latin, where it means to reconnect. Interesting, right? So when we think about other religions, like those that didn't spring from India, they often follow a similar pattern. There's a big shot figure, a holy book, some rules to live by, and a bunch of ideas about life purpose and how to get closer to the divine. But Sanatan Dharma, well, it's a bit more like a warm hug from a loving mother. It doesn't have that strict structure. Instead, it embraces diversity and welcomes everyone with open arms. Within the vast expanse of Sanatan Dharma, there are multiple perspectives, each shining a light on a different aspects of divine. We have got Vaishnavism, Shivism, Shaktism, and more. Each of these perspectives sees a different deity, like Vishnu, Shiva, Devi, as the supreme being. But here's the kicker. They don't butt heads with each other. Nope. They coexist peacefully, like different colors in a beautiful rainbow. What's the secret sauce? Well, they all root themselves in the same ancient scriptures, like the Vedas, the Upanishads, and the Puranas. It's like they're all singing different verses of the same cosmic song. And instead of getting tangled up in a web of rules, Sanatan Dharma is more about living by principle. Kind of like a guiding light that help us navigate the twists and turns of life. Now, let's rewind the clock a bit and talk history. Sanatan Dharma, or Hinduism, as some call it, has weathered its fair share of storms. It's faced challenges, attacks, you name it. But here's the cool part. It's resilient. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, it has this remarkable ability to rebuild itself time and time again. Take a look at the ages like Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga. Yuga here is determined as the dimensions. So, different divine reincarnations like Rama or Krishna popped up when the going got tough to set things right and restore balance. It's the incredible power to regenerate and adapt that has kept the Sanatan Dharma standing tall, even in the face of adversity. It's a bittersweet truth that certain aspects of Sanatan Dharma have faded over time, like worship of Surya, the sun god. It's like watching pieces of our heritage slip away, leaving behind only traces like the Chhat Puja, celebrated in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Once upon a time, majestic sun temple dotted the landscape like once in Konark, Modera, and Martand. but sadly, many of them are now lost to the annals of history. Yet, also with the shadows of loss, there is a glimmer of hope. Your optimism about rebuilding and resonates deeply. Yes, much has been lost, but equally true is potentially for revival. Our generation of Sanatanis carries a sacred duty to contribute to this rebuild process. It's not about ego, it's about honoring Dharma, and in return, being nurtured and protected by it. You see, when people ask me about Dharma Seva, which like giving your best to, I don't know how to give this word for Seva, to give your devotion to one of its duty, I always emphasize that I don't stand in front of Dharma, the duty, claiming to serve it. Instead, through our service to Dharma, it shields and sustains us. So why do we engage in Dharma Seva? Because Dharma holds the answers to life's deepest questions. It guides us through the tangled web of relationships, challenges, and crises, offering us a beacon of clarity and wisdom even in the midst of chaos. In essence, our journey isn't just about preserving traditions, it's about breathing new life into it, or into them. Dharma isn't some lofty concept reserved for sirens, ashrams, or remote mountaintops. It's as relevant as the battlefield as it is in the quiet corners of our hearts. Just think of Kurukshetra, where during the chaos of the war, Lord Krishna delivered the timeless message of Dharma to Arjuna. That message still echoes through the corridors of time, guiding us through the battles we face in our own lives even today. And you're spot on about the interconnectedness. Here, yours, as I would refer to, our Sanatanis and the Indic regions. So, Indic religions, yes. So, the Indic religions, despite the suffrage level differences and occasional disagreements, there's an unbreakable bond that ties them together. Take this Tibetan Buddhist bell, okay? Take it as an example. For instance, it represents shunyata, or emptiness. In this religion, the emptiness in this bell. Damn it. I have a bad throat today. Anyways. So in Hinduism, we might interpret emptiness in a slightly different way, but we can still find beauty and peace in the sound and meditative qualities. It's these nuanced differences and add depth and richness to our spiritual journey without creating divisions. But as we walk this spiritual path, we must tread carefully, avoiding the pitfalls of ego. It's a journey of constant seeking, learning, and humbly acknowledging that we are all just seekers on the paths. And we are not here to be gurus or creators. We are here to learn and grow, always striving to overcome our own ego and expand our spiritual horizons. It's a delicate balance, but one that's crucial for genuine spiritual progress. So, we are going to take a short break from dwelling into the depths of Sanatana Dharma, but don't go anywhere just yet. We'll be back shortly to explore the fascinating topic of why there are so many gods in Hinduism. In the meantime, let's enjoy some music together, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the tunes. We'll be back before you know it.
करम जिसे पुकारे वो पहुँचे गंगा किनारे न कर मैली तू गंगा तन धोए मन तो गंदा पलट के फिर नानी बोली बात और बहता पानी न कर मैली तो गंगा तन धोए मन तो गंदा मन पावन हो गंगा में डूबे नहाए मन रावण जो लहरों में तूने बहाए जो चला गया वो लौट के फिर ना आए तेरा कर्म ही है जो संग तेरे ही जाए मन पावन हो गंगा में डूबे नहाए मन रावण जो लहरों में तूने बहाए हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे जो पास तेरे वही तेरा बाकी सब मोह का फेरा तू क्यों समझ ना पाया तन मिट्टी है मन माया भगवा चोला तन पे जो तू ओढ़े हर चोला तो जाएगा पीछे छोड़े मन पावन हो गंगा में डूबे नहाए मन रावण जो लहरों में तूने बहाए हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे हर हर गंगे गंगे हर हर गंगे हर
Hey there, folks. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that song break. Sometimes we all need a little rest for our vocal cords, right? But fear not, because now it's time to dive back into some more learning and discussion. So let's get ready. To explore some fascinating topics together and expand our knowledge horizons. So, where was I? Okay. So people often ask, why is it that we have so many gods in Hindu religion or Sanatan Dharam? Actually, this concept is not true. We don't have many gods. It is not a polytheistic faith. It is more monotheistic path, where the supreme personality of Godhead is Sri Krishna, or his expansions like Ramchandra, Narasimha, Vishnu, etc. These expansions, incarnations, planetary portions, again manifesting from the supreme personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, are considered to be God or Bhagavad Tattva. The other names like Lord Shiva, God Brahma, Indra, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, Ganesha, Kartikeya, Durga, Shakti, Parvati, Chandi, Kali, etc., many more, they are all classified as demigods. Now, who are demigods and what is the difference between demigods and gods? So to understand that, let's take an example. Just like you have a cabinet of ministers, and then you have ministers who presides over all of them, ahead of all of them. Similarly, God also has a cabinet of ministers, and the cabinet of ministers are called as demigods. Just like you have a minister of education, similarly, here we have a demigod of educations like Lord Ganesha or goddess Saraswati. Just like you have a finance minister, similarly, we have a finance demigod like Kubera, goddess Lakshmi. Just like you have the fire department called Agni. We have water department. So here we have as water department as Varuna or Lord Indra, rain. So different departments of the Supreme Lord are given charge to these demigods. And these demigods are faithful servants of Sri Krishna or God. They aren't to be taken as one with the God, but a devotee of Sri Krishna worships Krishna but respects all of them. The devotee of the Lord is like a chaste wife, where she respects all men but follows her husband. Similarly, a devotee respects all the demigods but worship only Sri Krishna. A devotee of the Lord never disrespect anyone. What to speak of demigods? Amani in amana dina. It's a Sanskrit phrase from Bhagavad Gita. The principle of Mahaprabhu is that we should not even hurt or disrespect anyone, not even an ant. These demigods are powerful beings. They are superior to all of us, but they are inferior to Sri Krishna, acting as servants. Now, for those who worship all of them, which is not possible, because there are 33 crores demigods, but my father defines them as the types of gods, and worshipping all of them is not possible. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam gives us an easier path to follow. It states, just like by the watering the roots of the tree, all the leaves, branches, and the sub-branches are satisfied. And just like by feeding the stomach some food, all our senses organs are satisfied. Similarly, by worshipping God or Sri Krishna, all these demigods are satisfied completely. But individually, if you try to water the leaves, first of all, that's foolish. Secondly, the plant might dry up. So, therefore, there's no need to individually worship them. We can just worship Sri Krishna and respect all of them. However, if a devotee wants to worship the demigod, the mode of worship is also in regard to Krishna. Like, for example, if you want to worship Lord Shiva, the devotees of Sri Krishna worship Shiva as Gopeshwar Mahadev, or the doorkeeper, or the Dwarpal in Vrindavan, who is a perfect servant of Shishi, Radha, and Krishna. A devotee may go to Gopeshwar Mahadev and pray that, "You're such a wonderful Vaishnava, Namito Shambhu. Please bless me that my devotion at the lotus feet of Sri Radha and Krishna increase." So therefore, we never approach the demigods with ulterior material desires, but we can approach them with spiritual desires. This is not necessary, but this is not wrong as well. The best is to worship Sri Krishna and respect all of them, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that those who worship demigods with materialistic business-minded desires, "I worship this, please give me this in return," they are just foolish, because the gains that they get are temporary and it's flickering. So there's no use. So the conclusion of this discussion is that there are not many gods in Hinduism. It's only Sri Krishna. And everyone else, right from an ant to Sri Krishna, right from an ant to Lord Brahma, are acting according to their capacity as servants of shippers, meaning prayers. So here I addressed the question of why there are so many gods, blending it seamlessly with the previous paragraph. Now, let's continue our exploration even more. This was questions answered, I hope so. But another question which pops up is why there are so many religions. I don't want to offend anyone, so whoever is listening, I hope you do take it as an information. Even I am learning. So, it's crucial to grasp the concept that these religions all pray to one God. There's no God. I will explain it to you. This God doesn't have to take on a human form. Instead, it's known as Nirakar, without any specific shape or image. English translated. Nobody has ever seen this divine entity, making its existence a mystery that transcends human comprehension. Even those who claim not to believe in God put effort into maintaining their disbelief, highlighting the pervasive influence of this concept. Now, think of it this way. Just as you choose different universities or schools to study various subjects, religions offer different paths to understanding humanity, behavior, and kindness. These are universal themes that resonate across all faiths. Take, for example, the concept of karma. It's not tied to any particular religion, yet it encapsulates a fundamental truth. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, echoing Newton's third law. Isn't it remarkable how this concept gives meaning to our actions, teaching us the importance of goodness and promising positive outcomes in return? I hope this explanation has shed some light on your questions. However, the depth of this topic cannot be fully explored, I could say, in just one broadcast. Perhaps inviting guests to share their perspective and engage in discussions could offer a more comprehensive understanding. And if anyone is curious about Hinduism or wishes to learn more, I would be honored to address their inquiries. So as we wrap up our broadcast, let's reflect on the importance of curiosity and open-mindedness in our pursuit of understanding. And now, to bring a sense of peace and unity, let's listen to a song that resonates with the calling for God across all religions and forms of faith. May it uplift your spirits and inspire us on this journey of discovery. Thank you for being a part of my discussion today. And until we meet again, may you find solace and seeking knowledge and embrace diversity.
है सुना ये पूरी धरती तू चलाता है मेरी भी सुन ले अरज मुझे घर बुलाता है भगवान है कहाँ रे तू है खुदा है कहाँ रे तू है सुना तू भटके मन को राह दिखाता है मैं भी खोया हूँ मुझे घर बुलाता है भगवान है कहाँ रे तू है खुदा है कहाँ रे तू मैं पूजा करूं या नमाज़ें पढ़ूं अरदासें करूं दिन रात न तो मंदिर मिले न तो गिरजे मिले तुझे ढूंढे थे तुझे ढूंढे थके मेरे नैन। जो भी रस्में है वो सारी मैं निभाता हूँ, इन करोड़ों की तरह मैं सर झुकाता हूँ। भगवान है कहाँ रे तू, है खुदा है कहाँ रे तू। क्या चाहे मैं समझा नहीं, तू क्या चाहे मैं समझा नहीं, तू क्या चाहे मैं समझा नहीं। सोचे बिन समझे जतन करता ही जाता हूँ, तेरी जिद सर आँखों पर रख के निभाता हूँ। भगवान है कहाँ रे तू, ऐ खुदा है कहाँ रे तू। है सुना ये पूरी धरती तू चलाता है, मेरी भी सुन ले अरज मुझे घर बुलाता है। भगवान है कहाँ रे तू, है खुदा है कहाँ रे तू। भगवान है कहाँ रे